So I had the story of my mentor who was sharing some time ago where he traveled to a multinational company to give them a training. He said when he was done with the training, he actually had some time out with directors of the company, and they asked him some questions during the conversation. They threw some questions at him and said, "Mr. Rohn, you're obviously well learned. You have obviously traveled around the world. We'd like you to tell us, what does the year hold for us?" And he said something to them. He said, "I've obviously traveled around the world. I'm obviously well read. But I can make bold to say something to you." He said this year is going to be just about as it has always been. And the directors were quite amazed. They said to him, "What do you mean by that, Mr. Rohn?" He said, "Yes, the year is going to be just about as it has always been." He went ahead to explain to them that the year has come with the good, the bad, and the ugly. But obviously, what is going to make the year impactful and different for any person is about what you put into the year. The seasons, the times, everything is going to be about what it has always been, except for what you put into it, because it's called garbage in, garbage out. It's obviously our first Monday motivation for the year, and I thought to bring the same message to you to let you know that what you put into this year is going to be what the year will give back to you. So in essence, what we're trying to say is put in what you want to receive from the year. Don't expect aloof. Don't expect things that you have not put in into the year. And I heard of the cliche that says, don't wish it was easier. It says, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more wisdom. You see, our problem is really not our ability to achieve our goals in life, but rather the failure to understand two factors. The first of them is to make the decision to what exactly we want and to give it the most of our attention until it is achieved. You see, that is why Napoleon Hill talks about the what is called definiteness of purpose. He said when you have known exactly what you want, you're halfway there already. So majority of us, our problem is we actually do not know what exactly we want. And the second of them is the ability to understand that we have the ability to achieve our goals, or else we wouldn't have wanted it in the first place. You see, most of us always think that the way to where we should be in life is about following the 90%. No. The road in life with the heaviest traffic is not the best road to follow. It is the road for the 95% with 19 times much competition. So we must have an individualistic approach to life this year. Every person has got his track. And do not think that until you begin to follow the track every person is following, that's when you become successful. Find out who you really are. Find out what you are really made for. Find out why you were made. And that will be ultimately helping you to achieve your goals. Because truth is, our reward will always be in exact proportion to our service. So the question is, what service are you willing to render for the year 2023? It's a new year. You need to realize that what you put into the year is what you are definitely going to get. Because I, for one, define success as the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So it means that the moment you identify what you really want in the year 2023 and you begin to pursue it, you're progressively going after what you want, then you can be referred to as a successful person. Why? Because a ship will never leave a harbor if it does not have a destination. You see, so your destination would help a great deal in how much you would achieve this year. You see, an industrial plant will never open its gates without an aim. Football will never be played without a goalpost. So what I'm trying to say is this year you need to identify what exactly you want to achieve, and that will help a great deal in you achieving it or not. So here are points I'd like you to take home today. The first of them is that you need to accept responsibility. Accept responsibility. A lot of us do not accept responsibility. You see, when we fail, we tend to throw the blame at someone else. So this new year, you need to first of all accept responsibility to realize that for me to succeed this year, it has to actually be about me. It has to be actually what I'm willing to put in. It has to be about the service I'm willing to render. The second point you must note is stop the blame game in 2023. A lot of us are good at blaming the government, blaming government policy, blaming taxes, blaming our parents, blaming the traffic, blaming the economy and all that. But I heard of a story of a young man who said one of the times he met his uncle who asked him that why has he actually not succeeded in life. He said, that's a very wonderful opportunity. So he went ahead to bring out a long list of the things he usually blames. He said, the government, he called government taxes, called policy, it's called series of things. And his uncle said something to him. He said, but on this your long list you've called, you've actually not added one thing. He said, what is that? He said, you didn't add yourself. He said he picked up the lesson from there and realized that the only thing you need to put when you have not succeeded is yourself. You need to blame yourself first. And a lot of us get ourselves off the list. We are first of all the person to blame for not succeeding. The third point you must know is not what happens determines your life, but what you do about what happens. In 2023, you need to realize that disappointments are not special gifts reserved for the poor. Everybody has his own share of it. Every person has disappointment. Every person has a reason to fail. But you as a person must realize that you do not have any reason to fail. You need to take the blame. You need to ensure that it's not about the circumstances or your past, but about you. What do you want? And what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to put in? What service are you willing to render to ensure you become successful in life? I also heard of the story of two salesmen who woke up one very stormy morning. The first salesman said to himself, wow, what a storm. With storms like this, the office would actually not expect you to go out on the sales. And the second one said to himself, he said, wow, what a great day. With storms like this, most people will not be out on sales, especially the salesmen. The approach you use determines what results you're going to get. So ensure that you do not look at what happens, but look at what you are willing to do. The fourth point you must take note of is, what are you going to do to change the direction of your life? This year, you need to decide, what strategy am I going to use to change the direction of my life? I also heard of a young man who woke up one day and said he's tired of the life he's living. He's tired of the rickety car he's driving. He said he went out and vandalized the car and said, not only am I not going to drive this car anymore, no one else is going to be driving this car anymore. And he left the car there as a monument for the day he made a decision to alter the course of his life. The same thing I want to say to you today. What are you going to do to change the direction of your life in 2023? We need to wake up to ensure that we change the direction of our life. If things are not working out, if we're not satisfied, if we do not like the results we're having, we must, of necessity, change the direction and the course of our lives. The fifth point you must take note of is you must reach down inside of you. Check yourself. Find out the gifts you have. Find out what is unique about you. Find out what you have to give as a service to your world. If you do not like how things are going, if it does not suit you, if your results are not enough, then you must realize that it is time to reach out inside of you to find out what you need to do to change. You're not a tree. It's only a tree that cannot make movement. You're a human being and you have the ability to change the course of your life. It is said that murder is a clear example of the fact that anyone at any time can change the direction and course of his life. It just only happens to be a negative act. And the same way a person can act negatively, you too can decide to act positively to change the course of your life. My name is Moses Wariba. I'm a public speaker. We're a TV station. We cover your events. Do well to follow us. Do well to subscribe to our station. Like our videos if you think you like what we're doing. You give us a thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button. Do an email to us. Tell us how we'll be of service to you. And we'll be here to serve you. We're going to be relating to you the strategies we are going to be bringing to you this year, because we'll be launching into what we call counseling. A lot of people are actually confused on what to do, how to do what to do. So we're going to be telling you processes on how you can get on our counseling sections. Do well to chat us up on the numbers on your screen right now. Do well to do us a mail. Do well to call us on the phone. And we're going to be telling you the days we're going to be doing our counseling sessions to talk with you one-on-one to help you out in those challenges and in areas where you have difficulties. We're going to be telling you, advising you properly on what you need to do. Thank you so much for joining us. We do not take it lightly. My name is Moses Faribala.